Hello, Miss Kathy here with another virtual story time, and this one today is about bats. Oh, and look who I have, our bat puppet. He's a little spooky, but he's gonna sing a little song. So, twinkle, twinkle, little bat, how I wonder where you're at. Up above the world you fly, eating bugs that flitter by. Twinkle, twinkle, little bat, how I wonder where you're at. Thank you, Mr. Bat, for coming to our story time. No problem. Okay. All right. Ready? One little bat was trying to behave. He hung upside down from his feet in a cave. Another bat flew in and said, "How do you do?" The second joined the first, and then there were two. Two little bats were trying to behave. They hung upside down from their feet in a cave. To help pass the time, they sang, "Do, re, mi." Another bat joined the song, and then there were three. Three little bats were trying to behave. They hung upside down by their feet in a cave. From their cave perch, they looked down on the floor. A new bat joined the game, and then there were four. Four little bats trying to behave. They hung upside down from their feet in a cave. One little bat zoomed inside and did a dive. He stayed to take a rest, and then there were five. All right, here's our first story, Super Bat by Matt Carr. It's brought to us by Scholastic Press. It was the middle of the day, and Pat the Bat could not sleep. He was bored of hanging around in a dark cave. He wanted to be special, like the superheroes in his favorite comics. He's dreaming about something there. And then it hit him. Pow! Pat had a great idea and set to work. It was not easy using Mom's sewing machine, and his wings kept getting in the way. "Keep the noise down, it's 1 o'clock in the afternoon." But after a couple of hours, his outfit was ready. Pat became Super Bat. When the other bats woke up, they were all surprised. "I'm Super Bat," said Pat. "Wow," said Gary. "So what are your superpowers?" "I have super hearing," said Pat. "So do we," his friends screeched. "Good point," muttered Pat. All the other bats gathered around to see Super Bat. "Can you lift a car with your mighty muscles?" asked Gary. "Or shoot laser beams from your eyes?" said Glenda. "Well, no," said Pat, "but I can fly," as he leaped into the air. "We can all fly," the other bats chuckled. "What else can you do?" Pat tried to think of another super skill. He felt like every bat in town was staring at him. He was very nervous. "I have echolocation, which means I can find my way in the dark," said the other bats. "That's nothing special. We can all do that." Pat trudged off home. His wings drooped, his ears flopped. He did not feel special anymore. "I'm just a normal bat in a silly outfit," he sighed, trying not to cry. Just as Pat was about to rip off his suit and cape and throw them away. His supersonic hearing picked up a faint cry. Help! On the other side of town, a big bad cat had trapped a family of mice. Pat's wings spread out. His ears perked up. He bravely flew across the city as fast as his little wings could carry him. Is it a bird? Is it a plane? I think it's a bat in a funny little costume. Pat swooped in like a blur of fur. The big bad cat took a swat, but he missed Super Bat. Pat dived back down again and flapped his wings really fast. Wham! And scared the mean cat away. The mice were free. You saved us, they cried. Thank you. But who are you, Masked Crusader? My hero. Pat smiled modestly. Me? I'm no one special. Oh, yes, you are, cried his bat friends who had followed Pat across the town and seen his heroics. And you do have a superpower, courage. You truly are Super Bat. And as Pat flew back to the Bat Cave for a good day's sleep, with his friends behind him all the way, he really did feel rather special. Oh. Here are some facts about some bats in the back of this book, but instead we are going to look at this book called 20 Fun Facts About Bats, and it is by Heather Moore Niver from the Gareth Stevens Publishing. So it has 20 different things in it about bats. Like bats aren't furry birds or flying mice. Bats can be as big as an eagle or as small as a bee. Bats have fingers and thumbs just like you. Bats and frogs have something in common. They have the thin, rubbery skin in between their digits. If you're blind as a bat, you can see pretty well. They can see as well as humans. Bats can see in total darkness by using sound. Just like in our book, it talked about echolocation, and that's something to learn about bats. Bats with bigger ears hear more sounds. A mother bat can find her baby in the dark by smell alone. Vampire bats are the only mammals that eat nothing but blood. A mother bat can eat her own weight in insects each night. Some bats have tongues longer than their body. Wow. Bats help flowers and trees grow by pollinating. Bats live just about everywhere that people do. Bats spend all day sleeping upside down, just like in our little rhyme. Fact 15, some bats go all winter without eating. That's their hibernation time. Some bats travel to warmer areas for the winter, and that's called migration. More than 20 million bats live in Bracken Cave in Texas each summer. Now that just sounds amazing, 20 million. Bat babies learn how to fly by the time they're 3 weeks old. Bats have existed for about 50 million years. Several kinds of U.S. bats are on the endangered species list also. And fact number 20, a bat may have saved your favorite food. Bat poop is used for fertilizing. It's called guano. So that's pretty crazy. I didn't know that about bats. All right, so those are just some fun facts about bats. I hope you learned something from that today. Let's do a bat song, a little action song now. Flap, 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 little bats, flap, 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 little bats, flap, 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 little bats, all evening long. Clap, 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 little bats, clap, 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 little bats, clap, 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 little bats, all evening long. Dance, 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 little bats. Dance, 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 little bats. Dance, 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 little bats all evening long. Wiggle, 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 little bats. Wiggle, 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 little bats. Wiggle, 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 little bats all evening long. Soar, soar, little bats. Soar, soar, little bats. Soar, soar, little bats all evening long. Let's finish with an echo song. I'll sing a line and then you'll sing it at home with me. There was a farm, there was a farm, a quiet farm, the quietest farm, the quietest farm that you ever did see. A field is on the farm and the farm is dark and quiet, and the black bats flew all around, all around. The black bats flew all around. And in that field, there was a vine, the creepiest vine that you ever did see. The vine in the field, and the field on the farm, and the farm is dark and quiet, and the black bats flew all around, all around. The black bats flew all around. There was a pumpkin, the cutest pumpkin, the cutest pumpkin that you ever did see. The pumpkin on the vine, and the vine in the field, and the field in the farm, and the farm is dark and quiet, and the black bats flew all around, all around. The black bats flew all around. And on that pumpkin, there was a face, the happiest face that you ever did see. The face on the pumpkin, and the pumpkin on the vine, and the vine on the farm, and the farm in the field, and the farm is dark and quiet, and the black bats flew all around, all around. The black bats flew all around. Boo! Happy Halloween. Hope you enjoyed our bat story time. See you next time. Bye-bye.